So, without further ado, I give you Princess Nakamaru and her talk on the spiritual renaissance. Princess Nakamaru, please put your hands together. Hello.
Good evening. Thank you very much for inviting me here. I feel very honored to be with you all who are so consciously elevated. Now this is a very, very important moment in the world. I think our planet, third dimension, is now went into the fifth dimension. 2012, December 22nd, it was really went into bottom belt, and now accelerating up and up and up. That is the reason all over the world, so many years, even after the war, last 65 years, many things were hidden in Japan also, and all around the world. After I visited 186 countries throughout the world, meeting all the figures, later part of the 20th century, influencing in various fields, politically and other fields too. Almost 200 figures I had opportunity meeting, including people like Rothschild, David Rockefeller, and all these president, kings, and so forth. After 1976, when I had spiritual experience, I began to find out someone is really controlling mass media in this world. Because I've been meeting people like Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, head of North Korea, and the Iranian people, and all of these people, after meeting them and after visiting various countries, what the mass media is reporting and the truth, what I have been seeing, is so different. That is how I began to find out someone is really controlling through media, almost giving brainwashed whole people on this planet. I give you one of the example. What happened to Japan, for example. Fukushima incidents, northern part of Japan. Many people are thinking that is something natural disaster. It was not. David Rockefeller is the person. I met him at the time when he was the head of the Chase Manhattan Bank. That is a time I didn't realize what he was talking about. claiming one word. I thought, oh, it's very good. Someday the world should be one word. But what he meant, the one word, is quite different from what I thought. Nowadays, world is operated by the way of the power. That means if you don't listen to us, we can bomb you, or through the monetary system or the power of the money, you can control or you can create one world. That is their idea. I would call them as a hidden government or shadow government. Opposite to that is what I would claim spiritual renaissance by each person's spiritual awakening. The network of that light can change the world. Through that movement, one day, the world will become one. The planet without national boundary. Someday, one nation, one world. This is my vision. It may take many, many more years. All the way through, if you notice, reincarnation is true. I realized I have been working through incarnation so many lifetimes up till now. I have been working with that concept through the spiritual renaissance, someday the one world. 1976, I had fantastic spiritual experience. One day I was invited by King Zayed of the United Arab Emirates. I was state guest, so 24 hours the car was available. After meeting him, I felt like having prayer directly to the creator of this universe. So I asked the driver, where is a good place? And he said, well, this is a wonderful place in front of the Sea of Arabia. On the right side, there's the mountains of Oman. Just a small place, white sand, and small tree was right there. So I was sitting with the form of meditation. Very deeply, I was thinking into myself, what is human being? Why are we here on this planet? What is each person's purpose and mission of life? When I was thinking very deeply inside, like this, suddenly in front of me, there was a pillar of the lightning vertically, as if spreading the ocean, and next moment to this side, as if spreading the mountains. Then all around me, the thunder was coming or falling down and spreading these trees. But somehow I was not afraid. I was thinking to myself, if I have any mission in this life, creator of this universe would save me. But if I don't have any mission in this life, please take my life as you wish. I surrender totally my life in the hand of the God. Then I felt very tight. I had a big diamond ring, and also one band, the small 6 diamond, then diamond watch I had. And 3 of that I just took off and kept on the side. And the next moment when I look up, huge pillar of the light struck through my head to the body. I was shocked so much, I thought the whole my hair was off. Instead of being dead, I was sort of raised. My body was coming up and up. Then all my heart area was completely golden color. Then third eyes were completely open like a diamond road. And feeling so harmonious, as if I'm in heaven. Then next moment, the shower of the rain was very strongly coming down. 20 meters away, my secretary was sitting, and she said, well, we can't stay any longer, please, let's go. And so I took these 3 diamonds in my bag. Our driver was back there, looking the whole thing, but he was not wet, just 2 of us were wet, and I was inside of the car. When the car started moving, everything, thunder, lightning, rain, just completely stopped and disappeared. Then in my heart, I thought, that diamond is missing. So I opened my bag. Yes, this 3 diamond was completely gone. And that time, from my bottom of heart, the voice coming out saying, you don't need that glittering diamond. You kept saying oneness of the world and oneness of the human spirit. Now it is shining in your heart. So I realized it was some kind of message. So after that, I was sort of receiving all the message. Then I realized, creator of this universe is love and light and energy. Part of that, we human beings has it in the bottom of our soul. That is why we can tell a lie to other people, but we cannot tell a lie to ourselves. That we call conscientious mind. That is the part of the God itself. That is almost like a vertical line. Regardless of any religion or ideology, we human beings are all son and daughter of the creator of the universe. Love and light and energy, and also whole consciousness of this universe. At the same time, I learned or I experienced life is eternal. You call that reincarnation. I learned only 4 languages at Columbia University. But I reminded various lifetimes on this planet, almost several thousand years back, who I was, where I was born, the kind of language I've never learned. When I remind that figure, I can put in myself, I can converse with the people who understand these things. That means reincarnation is true. Through my body, I experienced. That is vertical line We are all son and daughter of God. Horizontal line is we never die. Our spirit continuously living. And this crossing part, vertical line and the horizontal line, this crossing part, if we put in our heart deeply, all the changes that we will go through, we should never be afraid of, because this cross will become the antenna, will lead us. We would be so confident, we don't have to be fear of anything. There's a place to go back. We never die. Our body, we just live, but our spirit continuously living. More easily, perhaps I can explain this through the experience that my husband, 5 years ago, he passed away. He was always thinking, after he went to the other world, I communicate, even now, almost every day. So whatever he's saying is very, very easy for you to understand. The last moment he was passing away, we are in the hospital. I was giving the prayer of that time. He said from this crown chakra, his spirit was out and he went to the ceiling and he was looking down all of us there. And he thought he could come into me and start speaking, but doctors and all the family was there, so he stopped doing that. I asked him, how did you go back to the other world? He said, very tube-like place. He just went very high speed to the other world. Then I said, who is there to waiting for you? He said, my mother and father. They are blessing me that I completed my mission. And he was saying, family is very, very important. It is true. Now, myself and also when he was awakened, two of us recalled many of the incarnations through this reincarnation. Sometimes we were a couple, sometimes he was very close to me. All of our family members are like on the stage wearing different masks each time, come out together on the stage, helping each other to polish our soul, helping each other our growth of our spiritual condition. So two of us, we remembered many lives that we spent in the past, sometimes in Egypt, sometimes in India, sometimes in Europe. All of those times, even names and so forth, we could converse each other. So in the heaven, what I learned was some human being very close to the creator of the God. We can call him as Elranti. This entity, Elranti, guided Moses, naming Yahweh. He guided Jesus Christ under the name of Jehovah. He guided Muslim religion under the name of Allah. He guided Buddha under the name of Brahman. Nobody is claiming, I am God. Creator of this universe is love and light and energy that you may call God. This errante, I could communicate, so I told him, recently my husband went to your world, the other world. He said, yes, I met him already. He has beautiful heart. We can work together many things on this planet. So I asked my husband, did you meet Errante? He said, he met you. And he said, yes, I met him. He was so brightly shining. And we could work together, they say. Then he said, I also met Quentin. Quentin is the person, several years back, he first contacted me from Starship UFO. He is responsible to take care of this planet. I often communicate, and he always come around when I have seminar or speeches and all these activities. Wherever I go, he just come with the Starship. So my husband said, I met him. So I asked, where did you meet my husband? And he said, well, he sometimes comes to your house in Tokyo. So not in the other world, but in this world. Starship is not in the other world. This is in this world, in the universe. They exist. Quentin is one of the person. So Quentin also said, your husband has beautiful soul, always worrying about you and taking care about you. And we are now working together on this planet. So when some people think of my husband, for example, I have a group of people, association, Sun Association. So suddenly he passed away, so many of my members start thinking about him. And my husband said, when they start thinking, his soul immediately go to that place, to that person's place. So Quentin said, well, we are working to correct many things on this planet, so please tell your group not to call him so much. He's very busy with us. So after all this conversation and experience, this world, the other world, and life and death is all connected very much. Without learning from anyone, I begin to pull down the pillar of the light from heaven together with the people hand in hand together. We can have prayer together. And very loud voice, I can have the prayer, bringing down the pillar of the light, here and there, and it really comes out. First, with the purple energy. Then afterwards, golden color. All of our face become golden color, the body too. Not spiritual eyes, but physical eyes. We can see each other. Oh, your face is golden color and so forth. So that is something Quentin said. It is very important what you're doing is by bringing down the pillar of the golden light, each place is becoming very powerful. You've done so much in Japan, but maybe from now on you can start doing in the other part of the world. This planet itself needs that kind of thing. And the later generation people, they can see it with their own eyes because their spirit is cleansed and more clear it becomes. So whatever you build, the pillar of the light, people can see it, and that can recover this earth. So that was something I've never learned from anyone. But now I can recall at the time of Atlantis or Lemuria or even other star, I was princesses bringing all this golden pillar light, putting heaven and earth very close, connecting. So in this lifetime, by claiming spiritual renaissance, aiming someday the utopia, the people can live like a human being. Nowadays, we are totally enslaved. Each government throughout the world not telling the truth. For example, northern part of Japan, Fukushima, and that tsunami, that incident, you may think it's a natural thing, natural disaster. It was not. David Rockefeller, one of the shadow government, powerful member of America, using American military power, he lost so much money because of the Lehman shock. He needed the funds. He even came to Japanese emperor asking some funds. Of course, the emperor has nothing. He could not sign anything. So he thought he would reoccupy Japan. And that's the way planted all this atomic bomb. 8 in the northern part, 5 near Tokyo. But Tokyo part was not completely exploded, only 5 degrees. So he failed to reoccupy Japan. And that disaster still continuing in Japan. So after seeing all this action of this David Rockefeller, 57 countries in Monaco, they gathered together. They accused David Rockefeller because he caused so much problem through the Lehman shock. And besides, such a damage he did give to Japan. So he was accused and being asked, offering life or entire wealth that he has. So he presented the oil field of North Carolina that he had. Then he saved himself, his life, but he totally lost the power. That is one thing. that American shadow government is weakened. They gave so much problem to Japan, always asking money, taking money, and all the relation between Japan and Korea or Japan and China, Japan and Russia, all of that he was interfering. But now he has no power. He lost the power using CIA and all these group of people. So inside of Japan, many things are changing. Nowadays, throughout the world, I think so many hidden things was coming up. Many bankers resigned, and one after another hidden matter is up and up. So from now on, world is getting better and better, but still, younger generation of these shadow government people still working. People like that, very evil-minded person, when they passed away, they certainly go to the hell. But they can never come back to this earth again. That's the big difference. This earth went into fifth dimension already. They cannot come back. Each of the evil person leaving this planet, but they will be born some small planet. From the beginning, they have to start. This planet is the only one in the solar group killing people, fighting each other, causing the war. But for the first time since this planet are created, we are now into fifth dimension, and now the level is up and up. We are becoming the good planet. Up until now, we are the bad planet. But we are leveling up and up. So, still, the younger generation of the Rockefeller, for example, Nick Rockefeller, I learned he told some film director who are working for the people, he said to the director, "Why you are working for such a lousy people? Why don't you come our side? Once you come to our side, plenty of the funds, fame, all the opportunity you can have." But this director, writing even his name, Nick Rockefeller, said such a thing to him. So these shadow government people still think the people so divided. But after some months, this director disappeared. That means his life was gone. That means still these people exist. It takes time, but gradually the earth is changing. Nowadays, even among soldiers, many people are awakening. Even among CIA people, many people start awakening. The whole atmosphere is changing. 70,000 American soldiers in Afghanistan cannot come back because there is no money to send back to America. There's tanks and all these weapons in the desert of the Afghanistan. America cannot pay the money to bring those back to America. This is terrible situation. Why people are so degraded, collecting money, collecting tax. mass producing all this weapon every 6 years or every 10 years. You just have to have war, big war, so that they can use up. That is the military-industrial complex, making the world so miserable. But another few years' time, we may pass through all this disastrous time. We have changed, we have cleansed our soul. The only way that we can go through is physically and spiritually to cleanse our soul. Once we do it, atomic energy plant, so many of them in Japan and all over the world. If something happens, or the Third World War, if something happens, if the place, this earth, is so unbearable to live through, Quentin from the universe saying, we are ready. Last 25 years, we are practicing to save each individual. We cannot interfere the matter on this planet. But if it comes, we hope it should not happen, but if it comes the time, this planet is so difficult to live in, then 1 million starship is there waiting. Last 25 years, we are practicing to bring up the people, all the people who are purified soul, they have aura, and each one, even 10,000, 10 million, or 100 million, we can all pick them up, and the time when Earth is more beautiful and easy to live, we can, in such a way, we can help. Before that, we cannot interfere. That is universal law, they say. So he was saying, what you're doing is very, very important. Telling the truth to people, what's happening in the world, in order to protect oneself, and how to cleanse your soul is very, very important. Please continue that. So long as you do continue, you don't have to worry anything. Fear is the thing, the evil power. They eat the emotion of the fear as food. They continuously eating that. So we should never be afraid of anything. Just prepare whatever we can do it. We cannot rely on government. Government is telling so much lie. In Japan, government knows it happened. It's not natural disaster, but nobody telling to the people what really is happening. Each country the same way, isn't it? Even Malaysia's plane. So many people want to start the war. War for them is the most profitable business. I heard that plane claiming 2 persons from Iran, then they tried to smash into Chinese diet, then they were failed. The next one is they tried to get into. So that plane once went back to Malaysia, but Malaysia airport refused for them to come in. So that plane went to the base of Australia, refilled the line, oil, went to Los Angeles. They changed to the large plane, like FedEx and all this cargo-like plane. Then they went Europe. Many leaders were discussing about atomic energy and so forth. To that place, they tried to smash in. But Holland Air Force plane, military plane, avoided that, chased away that plane. So that plane failed twice. So even once, if they are successful, they are ready to go to the Third World War. But it didn't happen. I wonder what happened to people inside. Even 9/11, plane was military plane. That American plane went into the base, military base, and people were all disappeared. I hope it doesn't happen to this Malaysian plane. So many things that we don't know. And the media is now giving all this idea to this, even searching all over now. How much lie people can tell. This is the world now we have. Very soon, famine will start. So people should start preparing the food or water. And maybe people are all very divided from now on. The kind of people who listen to the truth and preparing their emotional side to be more serene or harmonious, or the people who are still wanting more position or money and all these different things. So into two directions, people are divided. Are you going on the train, more spiritual side, or are you going on the train, more sort of things or power side? This is the time I think people are being asked very much inside how you feel, how you can struggle through this coming difficult time. The best thing is we should never worry things. You see, worry is something, it doesn't happen. What is not happening, but you just worrying that something would happen. And that will just take off the energy of each person. So they should never worry. Do whatever necessary, you can do it. But after that, we just leave in the hand of the God. Many, many things that I could explain, but time is limited. So maybe through website, you may find official site. We can continue through Skype or through email or whatever, we can continue. I have the Sun Association in Japan, but whoever are interested in from the world and whoever are interested in to build the pillar of the light, I can go any place. Thank you very much.